Hello, so we are here with Syeda Hameed, who many know as Syeda Appa, and to me she's Syeda Fufi. And we are here for the third edition of Doyens of Peace in South Asia. So with all of having lived this long fulfilling life in the context of peacemaking, what do you what has this interaction of going to different SAARC countries as people meant been to?
See, Women's Initiative for Peace in South Asia. This was a great movement planned by two stalwarts, Mohini Giri and Nirmala Deshpande. And we took a bus, and a bus of 35 women to Pakistan. And in Lahore, we were greeted by Asma Jahangir, who was a Doyen of Peace and South Asia. She was very, very strong and outspoken. And she greeted us with blue scarves and bangles. And bangles were not, churiya pehenna is not like, it's a strength. So it was all, reversed. Anyway, and then we went all over Pakistan. We went to Karachi, we went to Islamabad, and we went to Pindi, all over. And we went to Musharraf. He was very happy to meet us, small delegation. And the young girl who was a Mirandian, who was with us, older women, she said, we don't want any war. And Rami Chhabra, who wrote a beautiful poem in Punjabi. She'd never written a poem and she'd never written in Punjabi. Asman hai saadi sanji seema. The sky is our common boundary. So that is, one aspect. So now you ask.
Yeah, actually that, one of the things I had also thought of asking is that in these, Women for Peace,
Women's Initiative, WIPSA. We call it WIPSA.
Okay.
WIPSA, yeah.
And taking a delegation of just women and meeting General Musharraf and then having a conversation about war when, this militarized masculinity surrounds both the countries and has its grip on all of us. The power of, women are normally not thought of as interacting with war, even though women's war is...
That is a very good question, because this was the Women's Bus of Peace, Journey of Peace, and this was Shanti Parismoni, which was the journey from Delhi to Dhaka. So, these are the two journeys, and we went to Kathmandu, we went to Colombo, everywhere we had gone and taking the message of peace. And this is these are the women, the strong, strong women. So, that is something which Faiz Sahab said, and I quote, "Garaj tujhse juda hai to kal baham honge. Garaj tujhse juda hai to kal baham honge. Ye raat bhar ki judai to koi baat nahi. If separated from you today, tomorrow we will be together. One night's parting, it does not matter at all."
Yeah. Another thing that I think, and I'm sure so do you, is imperative to peace that might often be overlooked is people to people contact. They are women, it's powerful. They're also people, they're not any officials. This is, and that's also perhaps unique to your work also, in the way that it's always been people meeting people.
It's people to people, and I want to quote exactly what you have said, and I want to quote one comment. In Lahore, an anguished woman from a basti wanted to know, why do you treat the Muslims so badly? Why don't you let the Kashmiris live in peace? Now this was only a small basti in Lahore, and we were just walking, and so the women asked these very pertinent and important questions, and then they asked the questions, and then the shopkeepers offered bargain rates to us. The STD, उस ज़माने में STD होती थी, refused to accept any money for calls to India. So that was, the mahal was so, it was so wonderful, and we were elated, and all the top, we performed, we danced, we sang, it was just the most exhilarating experience. Now today, can you, Ramya, can you think of doing that in this mahal?
No.
So there was an air, and that was the time that the Kargil guns were booming at that time. And then the women stood up and said, Asman hai sadi sanji seema. So only the sky is our common boundary.
Yeah. Also I think that, it's important to understand people to people contact from people who had it, but from a person who hasn't had it. For the largest part of my life, I remember wanting to go to Pakistan for so many reasons, and everybody would be surprised at that. Like the general population, you say if you want to go to Pakistan, they're like, why?
Go?
Yeah.
Why? They want to go to the enemy country.
And I think that is precisely what will change with people to people contact.
Yeah, that's what's changed, and for me it was very personal, because in 1947, when I was a child, my whole family was herded into trucks, and from Panipat they were herded and they were forced to go across the border, and they said, nahi, hum nahi jayenge, and the Hindu neighbors embraced them, they cried, and the two governments decided that Pakistani Indians in Panipat will go to Jhang, and Jhangis will come to, it's a place in Punjab. Jhangis will come to Panipat. So this was, they put little notes on that. We're coming back. Hum वापस आ जाएंगे. We are not going permanently. And crying all the way they went, and they did not want to go. So this is the trauma that our family suffered, and 90% of my family is across the border, but now they're all over the world, and we have lost track. So when I hear that so many members of my family are here, I have no one in my family, because they and also because of this, this tension and this mahal, we've lost track of everyone. But luckily for me, that lovely daughters like you are still there.
Yeah, that's also what I was going to say, that it is due to the system that we have such restricting communities, but we're always trying to transgress that. So, yeah.
Good, very good. So Pakistan, India, People's Forum for Peace and Democracy.
Yeah.
Women's Initiative for Peace in South Asia. South Asia for Human Rights. So many organizations that exist, and we are all part of it, and then you will be part of it, because we are passing on the mantle to you.
Yeah.
And we will make it. वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी, जब अंबर झूम के नाचेगा और धरती नगमे गाएगी, वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी. Not in our lifetime, but definitely in your youthful days, and on, the morning will break.
Yeah. That is the way.
Okay, good.
Yes.